Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and part 32. 32. I had my raw file folder put up so I could see what my last, because I name all my files. It's called raw because it's where theoretically I put all my recorded videos in there, because obviously I record like the campaign segments and then record the replays, so I usually have like between 5 and 12 video, well, let's say 3 and 12, sometimes 1, roughly on average about 5 to 7 videos that make up an episode spliced together. Obviously, you know, proper TV, way more. Me, that's not very many. I do realise, like, quite a few content creators just literally just record, right? They record everything, and they don't really edit it very much. Which is entirely fine. It's just not how I... Where the fuck was Crom going just then? He just disappeared for a minute. Don't worry. So, theoretically, the raw folder is where I put all of those files, so that they're together, and then theoretically, I have, like, a completed video folder, which is then the render of the video editing software. I couldn't work out how to change where the video editing software puts its files, so it puts it in the same place as the raw folder. So basically it says raw. What it means is basically everything. Everything is chucked in there. It's like my desktop. Where do I keep all my documents? Do I put them in the documents folder? Of course I fucking don't. I put them on the desktop. That way I know where they are until a certain critical mass hits, and then I have no idea where anything is. But I mean, everything's on the desktop. At least I know where it is. So that's good. Anyway, last time we took Brass Keep, and I feel like Festus has overplayed his hand because his armies are all the way down here. I don't know why, which means we can, if we take Middenheim, he basically has no settlements left. On the other hand, that's not really a massive problem for him because obviously they rely on summoning units. They kind of do what Kugath does, but way better. Yeah, like, really like, just so much better than what Kugath does. Because obviously Kugath has to wait for the buildings to, like, go all the way around to, well, to go between a different... Obviously, to get the best units, he has to wait for... Festus, you just rock up and you're like, oh, look, it's a Dragon Ogres. I'll take those. With Kugath, you'd have to wait, like, fucking 20 turns to get a unit of fucking Dragon Ogres per fucking settlement you had the fucking building in. Anyway... Oh, below 5 minutes, that was 3 fuckings. Make that 4 fuckings. Yeah, just a lot of fuckings. Anyway, so YouTube doesn't like that usually, but they're fine. Like they ever actually check the fucking video. I think they probably just don't understand my accent. That's probably it. So there's probably just faced... If I said fucking in an American accent, they would immediately blacklist this video within the first 5 minutes. You're not allowed to swear in the first 5 minutes of the video, apparently. I don't know. Fuck it. Not again. But the point is that I genuinely do lots of swearing, and I think some content creators go, oh no, you can't swear because they might demonetize you. I'm like, they never fucking went. Never once. This will be the first video I do. I'm calling them out. I'm calling them out. They're going to do it. It's probably fine. Let's go and shank this guy. Oh, Elf Slayer? No, he's the best boy. We'll leave him alive. Oh wait, elves are friends, aren't they? Are they ever really our friends, though? Are they ever really? Right, you're doing an ambush there. That's fine. Hikwana. Oh, you again. I don't know. Blade Shield. Comet of Cassandora. Life Bloom. Do you want to try and shank? Did you actually succeed? Holy shit, Takal, you actually did it. You only went and bloody did it, mate. Right. We need to take up Castle Artois, Castle Bastogne, and Massif Orcal. At that point, I think we win. I know a few people will be like, oh, but just Artois. And the problem is, and this is one of my main problems with Nakai, is that you can't obviously give your... So what I want to do... And I mean, like, we're losing settlements all over the place. It just doesn't really matter because I don't really care about settlements. But I can't even give those settlements to someone else. Like, I can't give Brass Keep to the Empire or something. It's just always going to be under the Defenders of the Great Plan unless I do something. I mean, the fact is, it's just not really helping me. Other than, like, shoring up the fact that I'm not going to lose any bonuses due to the fact that I've got so many settlements that it doesn't actually matter if I lose some. It doesn't actually do me any good to have more settlements. So I don't really have to worry too much about, what the fuck are you doing down here? I like the fact that, obviously, the armies, it feels like the factions, like, spread out a little bit more. That could potentially be a problem if they all focus on the player. Like, if you're in the Southlands and Harganeth is sailing down to fight you, you might kind of go, really? But I don't necessarily... The only thing I find annoying is that if you're having to scrabble to, like, defend areas and you can't... You know, it's not really advancing your plan. The AI is just throwing shit at you to be the AI. And you can't actually advance what your plan is, because some random AI faction has decided to declare war on you over the other side of the map and is now sending armies at you. Something I call a fall into seduction. Ah, stupid sexy Slaanesh. Oh, you're the warriors of... yeah, of course you're those guys, aren't you? What the fuck are you guys? Who the fuck are you? Oh, I really want to take Middenheim, but there's Festus over here. Mind you, they're not particularly problematic armies. What's the garrison like here? Pretty beefy. Okay, well let's meander over here. We will continue the siege, because it's just going to be a piddly little settlement battle. Decisive victory. Yeah, I'll take that. We'll do a red one. You are going to stay there. You are going to do an ambush, because I might be able to lure enemy armies into range. Can we assault the garrison? Failed. Come on, lads. 62% chance. Critical failure. Okay, not great. 3 for 3. Come on, come on. You can do it. Success! Finally! Finally! That's 33% success rates. And no one's success rate was under 50, so... right, we're going to continue the siege. Bring our boy in. There we go. Bop that. Make it green. So we could actually go and grab... No, if we go and grab that one. So what, you hover down here. We'll hover over here. There's... Oh, Grom's there. With some rat ogres. Some ratties. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do this? Let's do that, because that'll give us more replenishments. Right, just 2 settlements left to take, and obviously we need to kill Grom as well. God, these Dark Elves all over the fucking shop, aren't they? Hello, boy. Oh, it's what's her face? It's old lady. Hello, old lady. Do you want a good bashing? I bet you do. Taking out some of their missile units, because they do have a lot, and they could potentially... the AI in Warhammer 3 really likes to focus fire things, doesn't it? Which means with this many crossbows, they could potentially knock out a unit as we advance. I'm guessing they'll probably target the Razordons. Now, what I have forgotten is poor little the Skink Priest. He's flying. I meant to land him so that Crone Hellebron didn't go for him, because she is actually quite a nasty customer. It's like being assaulted by a granny. So yeah, I'm wondering why she isn't landing. I'm sending Gorok to go and try and deal with her, and I wonder why she isn't landing. It's because she's kicking the shit out of my Skink Priest. But in the trees, it's very hard to see what's going on. So, yeah, that's fine. Meanwhile, on the right flank, our Blessed Horned Ones are tearing out of the trees and rampaging through the enemy lines. So they're going down. Just chasing those dark shards. Okay, Hellebrand has landed and Gorok is now beating the shit out of her. She's probably offering him a Worth's original or something. Complaining about how Lustria used to be for the Lustrians. That kind of thing. As old people do. Yeah, she's getting wailed on. She is, and Curse Vanra here. It's the problem. Hellebrand, you should wear more than a bra. Just, I mean, not even for defense sakes, just for everyone's like sensibilities, to be honest. So Crone Hellebrand's having a bad time. Meanwhile, the rest of our forces are mopping up. Just chasing down the last few. I mean, the army was very missile heavy, which made it dangerous on the approach, but as soon as we reached it, it was basically just kill everyone. Yeah, you bet it's lost. Ah, poor old... What's her name? Crone Hellebrand, that's the one. I'll take the replenishment, thanks. Maybe we can save Bahu. I'm just gonna chill down here for a minute. Let's go see, because if we attack, they'll, well, we can't get close, to be honest. No, I don't want Draftsmaster. Not that's really going to help, but we'll take it anyway. Okay, we do have an army of Dark Elves down there. I could attack you, but you'll probably run away? Yeah. I wish there was some penalty for running away. To be honest, if they just got rid of it, would I care? Not really. You know? Because, I mean, the problem is that the AI can expertly... I think that is my problem, right? If I had to nail down my problem with the cowardice of the AI, like it's not 100% a bad thing. It's just annoying it can do it so well. Unless you ambush, and I use ambush so fucking often now. Like I end the vast majority of my turns, I would say, in ambush. Because... Oh, Elslayer, no! Oh no, he's super dead! Of course he is. You know, I've had it before where I've been like surrounded by 4 or 5 enemy armies, all raiding me, all just at that point where if I attack them, they'll just be able to run away. And they're like surrounding a settlement I've just taken, and the problem is that if I go to attack them, the other armies will just come in and attack the city. And then march off again. So I have to just sit there. My option is just sit there and wait. And that's not a particularly fun option to have. It's not an interesting choice. I mean, other than defend the city. It's just not a particularly interesting... So what do? I go outside the city and I sit in ambush and I wait for them to come to me. Because at least that way I can lure them in. And I have become the fucking predator. I mean, to be fair to the AI, I'd run away from me. I'm fucking terrifying. Look at this, literally dripping with sheer skill and sexuality. Jesus Christ, mate, was that you? Jeez, you wrecked their face. assault garrison. Sure. Sure. I know they made the AI a little bit less sort of exact, but I kind of feel like that took a step back in Warhammer 3. They seem to be very fucking exact at the moment. The only thing that seems to throw them off is if you have like additional movement range. They don't. I suspect they can't calculate that quite as well, or maybe it increases the range at which they are likely to fuck up. I don't know, but that would be potentially my guess. But there's just times where, you know, you are surrounded. It's just like, I just want to kill this army. I don't want to, like Luther. I was chasing him across Lustria. Right, that's not fun. And I get the idea that he doesn't want to engage my army because my army is scary. Fair enough. I get it. At the same time, is that interesting for me? No, it's dull. It's incredibly dull. Okay, can we assault you? 47% chance. No. 24% chance. Did you succeed, or did you just not be able to reach? Okay. 27% chance. You all failed. You're all rubbish. If I attack this way, you'll run across the river? Yeah, okay, that's fine. The orcs do seem to be, like, more aggressive in general. The orcs are one of the few factions that will take fights. Weight Watcher. The bigger they are. Diplomatic relations with High Elves. I mean, there's barely any of them left. They're mostly dead. Okay, if we march, we should be able to reinforce the battle against... Oh shit, we can't even reach it. Well, that's a bastard, isn't it? Okay, I don't think Grom's got anything left. I think we are at the... Oh, you ran away. Where did that... Okay, you've also run away. Everyone's run away. I think we're almost there. I think we've almost done it. Okay, we've managed to... I wonder if we get into range of these guys. I don't know who moves first, whether it's the Dark Elves or Mazdamundi. Because Mazdamundi wants to attack the army. He might attack it with Gorok there. I don't know. I'm just going to sit here and ambush to see... This is kind of the problem with Troy, in my opinion, is that you had all these like fleets attacking your coastline, but they would never attack the bit... And because you could move further at sea, you would never be able to attack them... And you can't ambush at sea either. So basically you had this issue where... If you were trying to defend your coastline, it was basically impossible. Because you could either sit in... And what I tended to do was like try and take an island nearby and sit in ambush there, so that as soon as a fleet was close by, I could like go, "Surprise, motherfuckers!" And jump into the city, get all my movement range, thanks to the fact it's got a port, and jump their fleet. Because otherwise, they just fucking avoid you. And I just... I think it's why Total War games need, like, logistics. And it needs to be the point that, like, your cities need to be connected in some way to each other. You need that line of logistics to be able to maintain your armies. And the AI needs to be able to use it. Because otherwise, it's bullshit. It's like, oh, was it Shadow Empire? Like, that game is fucking amazing, right? Love it. But the AI does not play by the same rules. I think they actually changed it so it does now. But if you've never seen Shadow Empires, it's sort of like turn-based Hearts of Iron, but sci-fi. So you start on like this post-apocalyptic world, and you have to sort of like build up your armies, and it's all very like, you know, you have regiments, right? They have a command HQ. Think of Civilization, where you have like a command HQ and then units associated with that command HQ, and they have like a front. And when you attack a unit, it takes all the, you know, parts of the unit into, and all the neighboring ones. It's fucking amazing. However, there's this really complex logistics system where you have to build roads up to your front to keep your units supplied. Fine. I was being attacked by another faction across mountains. Now, mountains are fucking... You cannot build roads... Well, you can build roads on mountains, but it takes a long time. And so I was like, well, that's fine. If they're attacking across mountains, right, I can just wear them down. I'm supplied, they're not. But they weren't getting worn down by logistics. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Eventually, I worked out that basically the AI doesn't use the same logistics system. It just needs, like, territory contiguous. So a mountain is the same as a plain with roads as far as the AI is concerned. It's just a detriment to the player. At which point you're like... So you just made the game... You've just given an extra part of the game that makes my life harder, and the AI doesn't have to use it. That's not good. That's bad. That's bad game design. Because now it's an interesting part of the game, but if it's purely to the detriment of the player with no actual benefit, what do I get out of that? And plus, you can see the AI just not using it, not having to bother. And I keep meaning to go back to that game, but that just annoyed me so much. I just immediately bounced off it. As soon as I learned that, I was like, okay, dropped it. That was it. I do need to keep... I want to take another look at it and see if they did actually change it so the AI does. And the thing is, using something like that is very difficult to get the AI to use. I get it. Like, it's not an easy system to get an AI player to use effectively. Fine. But if you can't get the AI to use it, so you just let them cheat, and it's so obvious to the player that they are cheating, maybe don't put it in the game if it's that bad. And the thing is, it's annoying because it's such a cool system. It makes you really think about where you're putting your units, how you're supplying them, the roads and transport links, where your cities are. But if you can't get the AI to use it and you just let them not bother, then it's bad. I'm sorry, it's bad. It's just bad. What up, Durthu? Military Alliance? I'll take that. Thank you very much. A little bit concerned about Belagar getting his chainmail knickers in a twist. It's going to be a bugger to sort out, but not much I can do about that. Oh, Oracles was Zincha dead. Was that you, little Oxyotl? Did you do that? All the dwarves. The dwarves, Cetra, and Khalida, weirdly. It's really nice to see something different from Mortal Empires, where you could generally tell exactly what was going to happen. See, if I attack these guys, they'll probably just run away far enough. I can't even attack them, despite the fact that I was right next to the coastline for some reason, which is kind of bullshit. Gorok, can you please don't run too far? Just die. Thank you. Let's go and trash Swamp Town. I mean, okay, I could raise it and see if Mazda Mundi would settle it. But it's not like I can even sack the settlement and just, like, soften it up. Which is... it's a shame. Does Massive Orcal have defences? No, actually. This one doesn't either, so I can just auto-resolve that one. Do a Bluey. Which is a fucking amazing kids' TV program. If you've never watched Bluey, you should. If you've got kids, obviously. To be honest, even if you don't have kids, it's genuinely that fucking good that it's... I would... oh, hello.
None but Slanesh may
It looks like you've been caressing a little bit too much, madam. Why are you so... Why? Oh, you're a disciple army. Oh, that's why you're suffering attrition.
touch me only in dreams.
Noted. Okay. Fine. Fine. And what do we have over here? Festus.
Do not frustrate.
Festus collapsing, basically. It's with the Altdorf isn't a dark fortress. It would make more sense than Nuln to me, but I guess they wanted to spread them out a little bit. But I would have Dark Fortresses. I know they're mostly like clustered in the north of the map, but personally, why not put some in the south as well? Like Ekrund, make it a Dark Fortress. Fuck it, make Black Crag Dark Fortress. Doesn't matter. I mean, I guess they're focusing on, you know, locations that have some chaos corruption, but I'm fairly sure there's like some areas other than that which have chaos corruption. Like, I'm fairly sure that Nagazishar, with the massive fucking warpstone meteor under it, that would definitely be a Dark Fortress, right? It's got skeletons in it. And I know they're different, but still, not that much different. Someone's going to get very annoyed with me. Can we start shanking some lads? Attaboy. Oh, come on. Can we make it 3 for 3? 3 for 3. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my god, we did it. Good job, everyone. Shanks all the agents. Right, we just need to take out Massive Orcal. Need to take out Grom's Massive Orcal. I keep showing it to people. It's disturbing. No one likes it. Gonna put a stop to that. Well, fails. Cricket received a plague. Oh, Cricket. Retired in combat. Gonna be honest. Don't think that's gonna be too much of a problem for you. Right, where is the Empire these days? Fine. I think we can just bop that with Cricket, to be honest. I was tempted to try and like raise it and give it to the Empire, but is there any point doing that? Arguably, probably not. Okay, we just need to book it over here, to be honest. The sooner we get over here, the sooner we can kill Grom. Ulthuan is still a complete... Well, you know what? Really cool to see, because Ulthuan had sort of 2 fate. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is are the High Elves going to actually survive any campaign? Hello? So you landed. And I won't be able to catch up with you, right? 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 Oh, I can. Oh, good. Book of Asher. There just seem to be, like, going into the sea to avoid me. Alright, let's kill Port Reaver. Very much like, you want to fight, bring it. I think we may need to, like, come down here. Let's deal with that. Excellent. The walk. Oh, it's Colex boys. We can hinder their replenishment. That's not really going to help all that much. And, oh. Cool. Demon Prince. It's nice that the AI can do their own thing. Yeah, it was only a 17% chance, because everyone else has been stabbing people. So, I guess I don't need to worry about that. Having agents is really useful. It's just one of those things where, when it gets to a certain point in the campaign, I can't be bothered to move them around. It just becomes kind of annoying. But it is very useful to have them. Particularly ones that can take down walls and ones that can assault armies. Stealing tech's okay. Hinder replenishment is, for the most part, useless. Because it almost never works when you actually need it. And you don't need it all that often. Like, assaulting an army, if it works, great. If it doesn't, oh well. Whereas, if you need to hinder an army, if you need to hinder replenishment of an army, then if it doesn't work, yeah. And then most of the time, they're not going to replenish anyway, or they haven't taken any damage, so they don't need to replenish. And at what point you're like, well, it does. I don't need to. Don't actually need to worry about it, do I? So... Can't quite reach Morathi, which is a bit of a shame. Never mind. We will stick you in ambush stance. And... let's take Hawatl. You know what? Let's fight this one. Let's fight, because this might be the last battle of the campaign at this rate. Oh, I was a little bit worried about this. Hawatl has Lizardman laser towers. You know what? I don't think I've ever had Laserman lizard towers. That would be a mood. No, Lizardman laser towers. I don't think I've ever managed to use them in defense. The few times where I've had a defensive Lizardman battle, the fucking towers didn't work. I think it was mostly because it's Itza. I was going to have this big siege, it's going to be lazy, I was going to have laser towers, and then they're just shitty little arrow towers. And I was like, what the fuck? And it's because there's a bug, apparently, that was never fixed. You know, shit like that. I'm just like, CA, you really should fix that. Guys, fix. I mean, it doesn't matter now, but it should have been fixed. Right, we've got some, yeah, we're getting absolutely peppered with crossbow fire here. Dark Elves are pretty strong on the defense, because they do have those nasty armor-piercing missile attacks that do a shit ton of damage. But that is what Lord Croak is for. Boom, baby. Didn't actually kill that many of them, but I think it did a shit ton of damage there. Basically, a stiff breeze will kill them now. The only place they're going after this battle is the emergency room, because they are bleeding internally. However, they are also shooting Lord Croak. Apparently, they do not like... Where's he bleeding from? Like, seriously, he's literally a mummy. There's no blood left. He's been dead for like thousands of years. Shit. If he's bleeding, there's issues. Big issues. Okay, we're through the gates with the Kroxigor hordes. The spiky hydras and hydras are throwing themselves at us. The spiky hydras, of course, are anti-large. The hydras are just nasty. They do have flame breath, so that's a mood. I disagree. I think you will. Okay, we've got the temple guards, the ones that survived the lasers, pouring off the walls to engage. Looks like there's some vampirates. I bet vampires would be fun to play. To be honest, there's so many factions I would love to try out. A few people were saying, "I'll do a full map complete with Nakai." I'm like, "Oh, mate, you massively overestimate my attention span." I have never done a full map complete, and the reason is I don't want to. Basically, is the answer to that one. I have absolutely no interest in doing that. I want shiny new toys, not the same old ones. Boring. Why are these guys cell shaded? Look like it should be in Wind Waker. Fuck me. Okay, poor old Blap is taking a lot of missile fire there, so he's made him invulnerable, so he can't die. You can't leave me like this, Blap. Even though at this point, it's to be honest, it wouldn't really matter if he did. Dark Elves are throwing everything they've got. They do have a lot of Hydras in this army. To be honest, they probably would be better off doing the old flame attacks. Hydras are pretty killy, but they kind of need infantry support. Like, you put them in tandem with some infantry, they'll do really well. But just by themselves, they do struggle quite a bit. Back with the cell shaded. The spiky hydras, I mean, they are quite nasty. What's this? Hang on, what's this? Another take its place. Regeneration. Heal per second. If hit points less than 50%. 60-second cooldown. Oh, that's quite nasty. Yeah, so basically, does the normal Hydras have that as well? Yeah, Spiky Hydra. The Spiky Hydras don't have it. They've got Abysmal Howl. It's the normal Hydras that do. Yes, there seems to be a bug at the moment. I don't know whether that was fixed, whereby if you have like a regeneration ability with a miscast chance, it never misses casts, so it'll basically just heal you forever. Which is kind of a pain in the ass. Don't have to tell you that. At least the Razordons are sort of like laying down some support fire there. I didn't think they'd actually be able to reach that, but that seems to be going okay. Summoning in some of the Razordons just to harass the Doomfire Warlocks as we chase the Spiky Hydras up the hill there. And one of the War Hydras actually just between Telsian and the Pale Death, so he's getting spat at from both sides. She's obviously doing a lot of damage to it. The Pale Death actually very good at taking down large targets. Skink Oracles, Feral Troglodons with that spit, very good at taking down large targets. That Fireball taking a big chunk of health out because, of course, they have weakness to fire. It will. Oh, it's healing again. Yeah. Does that have a miscast chance? It doesn't. So it's just going to last every 60 seconds. Still, that does make it quite difficult to take down the Hydras. They are fairly tanky then. Summoning in some Feral Cold Ones just to mop up. But, to be honest, the Dark Elf Garrison has been defeated. One last Croak Blast should be enough to break the morale of the entire garrison. And there we go. Hawatl is liberated. Alright, a little bit messy, but everyone survived. That's the main thing. I'm going to make it, I don't know, red, because it's the closest I can... It's the closest I can make it to Mazdamundi's colours. Okay, and then, I guess... Finally... I mean, we could bring in our friends, but I don't think we're going to need it. Let's do blue. So there we go. My first campaign in Immortal Empire is completed. It was really good. I think Immortal Empires, obviously it's as a beta, it will only get better as time goes on. And that's fantastic. Obviously Nakai does have some issues with the not being able to build outposts, which is a bit of a shame. I hope they change that. And also not being able to recruit. I mean, obviously because you don't build the outposts, you can't recruit those units. Again, a bit of a shame. Would like to see that changed. I don't think there's any particular good reason for that. But overall, very, very cool. Really enjoyed it. Didn't seem like there was any, like... from the few campaigns I've played, it does seem like Zhao Ming tends to get quite strong, but I have seen him also get beaten back. And I've only played a handful of campaigns, so it's hard to tell. Obviously, there's... You know, I've played Mortal Empires to death. And there was always factions you saw become, like the Empire, for example, always got quite strong. It does feel like with Festus there, it does cause the Empire issues, which is great. I like to see that. I love the Crisis. I thought that was great. I was a little bit not entirely sure about having them not declare war on everyone. It kind of felt like they should. But on the other hand, that does mean that you kind of have a little bit more variety, because if you're fighting the Crisis, and I did feel like 200% wasn't too bad, like even though they were allied with Clan Scryer, and I was fighting a couple of, you know, I was fighting Skarsnik and Wurzag at the same time, but actually that seemed okay. I think I would stick with 200%. I think that was generally fine. Grom seemed to like fall down at the end there. Like it didn't. Maybe the Crisis only lasts so long, and then it kind of peters off a little bit. Which I don't quite understand how the Crisis actually works at the moment. So, but overall, really enjoyed that campaign. Immortal Empires is a fantastic base to sort of launch from. Although I do wish they would make this map fit in one window rather than you having to scroll around. to see what's going on. Just shrink it down a little bit. That would be fine. I'd be happy with that. Why can't you shrink it down a little bit? Never mind. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next campaign.